Hello everyone and welcome back for another episode of Diablo 3. In the last episode we jumped up to Torment 8 and it's been pretty survivable so far. We've swapped our equipment around a little bit. Hopefully it's going to give us a bit more damage reduction. But obviously these things are like huge questions that we're only going to find out once we dive in. We're going to do Greater Rifts and try and get some legendary gems, work on our Bane of the Powerful a little bit. And we're looking for pieces of the Firebird set. That's pretty much it at this point. But we know we're pretty strong in terms of damage output. It's mostly about our damage reduction. And as long as our storm armor keeps hitting things, we'll be fine. That's what I think. Okay, there is nothing down that bit. What a waste of direction. Now, in the end, we're not going to want storm armor because it's revolving around hitting stuff that's not close to us, and we want to be exploding at things like this. But for something that's putting out constant elemental damage elsewhere, it's actually a really good thing for us. Nice. Really hammering those elemental stacks home. And that gives us that big damage boost from Bane of the Powerful. Yeah, I don't think our familiar actually counts towards our elemental types. That'd be a shame if that's the case. Pretty certain our armor does, pretty certain Black Hole does, and I do feel like our sorry, let me just clear some of these. Yeah, I think all of our other skills are triggering it, but I'm not convinced by the familiar. I think it's probably down to our own direct damage more than anything. Which is fine if that's the case, but it's interesting that we get the meteors coming down, but we don't get anything from the familiar. Yeah, this is Storm Armor, Halo of Karini, damage reduction. We're comfortable running at this level.
Still waiting.
Oh. While we have the shield piling up, we don't really care about most of this stuff. So we can just focus on making progress, gather all those XPs and get ourselves a little bit stronger so that when we're on the next run and we're not so fortunate, it feels a lot easier. With the Halo of Karini, actually, it almost feels like we could push to Torment 10, but I don't want to do that just yet. We're still using a level 68 weapon. Admittedly one with a really good ability, but until we switch over for probably Chan Dotto's set. Maybe not the best time to load up Archon, but make do with what you can. There we go. I love that this emanates. I really love Nemesis braces on Cormac. It means we can focus on strong arm braces ourselves. Okay, stuck behind a wall, it's not a problem. And there's 60. I think that's 5 levels this this run already. We'll have to see when we get out how many we get. So this is a very solid grinding setup that we've got for where we are in the game. Oh, didn't even really get to attack. We've got some boots. We might be able to replace Blackthorns. If those are any good. Ooh, Firebird's boots. Well, don't mind if I do. That's what I say. We really want that 2-piece set. For now, I'm just going to put points into Bane of the Powerful. Eventually, we'll put Bane of the Powerful in the cube with Countersands to spare, and we'll take advantage of that. But for now, may as well just pump it because we've got nothing better to put the points in. Okay, over here, 3 points going there, 3 points going there. 3 points going there, and 2 points going there. 11 levels. Another band of Hollow Whispers, and Iron Toe Mud Spitters. Okay. Well, Iron Toe Mud Spitters. Now you're using Sage's stuff. It's salvage. That's what I say. If we had a massive life regen, then Moratorium would be a reasonable gem. I'm not a huge fan of it because it just feels like it's gambling on constantly being able to kill stuff. We can put this up. Let's go to 37. And eventually we'll reach the point that even the extra damage mitigation we get from Storm Armor doesn't feel like enough, and we'll stop there. It might be around Torment 9 actually. At least until we've got some more levels. We've still got a bit of time left on Arc, and I would have thought it would have run out way before that. Few leapy guys. And hello. Let's get you dragged down to size. No thank you on smacking me in the face. No matter which form it's in, whether it's with your hammer or with mortars coming over the top. I say no. Nay. Nay, I say. Lots of little guys really push the damage output. Oh, that's a little bit painful. Luckily, we teleported on top of the thing that was going to get us out of trouble. Shield pylon, perfect. Now we could change our disintegrate beam across to the close range one, and at some point we might do that. But I really like the double thick full screen beam. The others are okay, but they just don't feel as powerful. It's like one from each fist. Okay, so I believe that Familiar is not doing us the service that we need. So I think I will change it across for the frost-based cover the screen blizzard skill. That'll improve our survivability, it'll improve our damage output. And it'll be fun. It'll be fun having the screen filled with white for a moment. And bear in mind that our damage output isn't tied to fire type skills. At least not yet. Eventually that might change, but for now it is not. Let's go exploding for a bit. The other thing we could do to change our damage output would be to adjust our weapon. So that it does particular types of elemental damage, because that definitely counts towards it. I remember that from previous seasons. I see a channeling pylon up to the left. Let's clear the area first, because these guys are going to appear directly on us. But with a liberal application of Archon, there's nothing to be afraid of. Sure, let's just go straight back in. While we've got the channeling pylon, we may as well take advantage of being able to explode at things quite nicely. And here we go again. Third time's the charm. And actually, with so many little things to kill, we might even get the Rift Guardian up. 99%. Really close, but not quite there. It's going to run out just as we hit the right time. That's okay. Yeah, definitely not concerned. Ooh, lots and lots of things. Okay, well, we will have a look at these. Which gem did we get? Simplicity, strength. Don't care about it, we're not using primary skills. Crown of the Primus, by the looks of it. Ah, Firebird's shoulders. Now that is worth us switching across from Born stuff to. So points go into all of these. So we're losing quite a significant amount of health because we're losing that 15% and a little bit Right, let's change familiar over to Blizzard. Yeah, that's going to be significant enough. So now Disintegrate will ignite enemies, causing them to take 3,000% weapon damage per second until they die. That's pretty beefy. Pretty beefy. If we're moving away from Borns, we may as well switch across to this for extra damage output. Which means Born Set itself we can salvage up. It's done as well, but it's not going to be much use from here on out. Crown of the Primus, we're not going to wear that. Scorn will salvage up. Simplicity, Strength, that's what's coming across. Real shame because lovely set. Just not going to be much use to us going forwards. Okay, do we want to do our resistances? I think resistance is probably the smartest thing. So Shen, let's have a talk about what we can do with some gems. We could make one, but no, I will take the 3 at the current level and just take that extra resistance chunk. Alright, let's have a quick chat with Kadala, ask her for some rings, get disappointed, and then we can go back in for another run.
I can't afford that.
In terms of Death Breath, we've only got 8. It's going to be a while until we get some more because we have so many greater keystones to use up. But that's all right. Let's hop on in and we'll see how this goes. We'll run it at 39, I think. Yeah, so that's definitely counting because we're hitting 3 stacks now. So damage is up, survivability is up. Oops, I pushed the wrong button, so we're in Archon mode. Well, it is what it is. What I meant to do is bring the Blizzard down on us. But, you know, as a wizard, how are you ever supposed to know what spell you're really casting? That's what I'd like to know. And actually, with what we've got going on at the moment, this is pretty damn effective, I'd say. So it's only 3 damage types that we're triggering at the moment, which is going to be fire and lightning. In fact, no, lightning's not counting because as much as our storm armor is hitting stuff, we're not doing the damage. It's the storm armor that is. I'm pretty convinced that's what's going on here. He had a lot of health, but we were definitely able to face tank him, so... I'm loving igniting stuff. It's not a huge amount of damage comparatively, but it is pretty damn good. And because that's then getting boosted by Towel Set, it's actually a really good combination. Well, you know, we can just like go complete overkill. Yeah, we'd have to probably get rid of teleport in order to get the last damage type, or have our weapon specifically geared to do lightning damage, which is possible. It's possible, but for the investment that we're trying to do in Towel Set, which is none, I don't think it's really worth it. Get the area surrounded by blizzard and other things before we summon the guy. You know, it's going to be a bad day as a demon when you get summoned and you're instantly surrounded by 3 different types of elemental damage and meteors falling from the sky, and a very angry wizard who's potentially going to explode at you. Speaking of exploding. It's going to be difficult for me to test what the tick rate of our disintegrate is, just because everything else is dying so quickly around it. Grab all of these bits. Let's see what we have up around this corner. More blizzard? Yeah. So this is making me feel like we could probably run at Torment 9. Let's go say hello. And see what we get. Wizard hat, shoulders, belt, sword. And Bane of the Trapped. We're going to want Bane of the Trapped. Almost certainly. Most of my builds have Bane of the Trapped at some point. So we'll start putting points into that. Ooh, that's going to be interesting. Shard of Hate. That's going to be interesting because I was just talking about having a weapon that does specific damage types. So the Shard of Hate, we're already doing elemental skills. We're not doing poison though. It does cold damage. And it would be a damage reduction by itself, so maybe not worth it actually. Let's have a look at these. So Twisted Sword, Shard of Hate, Archmage's Vicalge. Another Emanate skill. 52%. Okay. So, hypothetically, we get trapped somewhere we can't get out of. Our teleport's on cooldown. So we now start town portaling for an extra 52% damage reduction protective bubble. Using a tactical town portal is something we could do. I don't know if it's something that we'll ever actually do, but it's something that we could do. And Razor's Strop, of course. Kadala. Rings.
I can't afford that.
Disappointment. Disappointment. Okay, well let's drop those bits off. The last couple of episodes have been relatively long, so I'm afraid I don't have much time for this last remaining one. Let's put the difficulty up, and we'll do one more rift and finish with that.
Unleash your power.
Okay, off to a good start. Archon in the face. Ooh, I will take those. Look, there's so many death's breaths. So this is going to be deliciously exquisite. Yeah, that emanate ability is doing exceptionally well. Other resources are really going to be what we struggle with in the long term. Come back here, you. Yeah, if I don't already have the elemental stacks going straight into Archon isn't always the most sensible choice. But when I'm ham-fisting the keyboard, you know, there's only so much you can do. Interestingly enough, I saw that there's going to be a Path of Exile 2 coming out. I haven't actually seen any of the details for it, but for those watching who are fans, have you seen it? What do you think? Is it worth paying attention to? I did enjoy Path of Exile. For the little that I played it, the art style took a little bit of getting used to, especially after Diablo 3. But some of the mechanics in it were really awesome. Ooh, that was getting painful. So yeah, we can't be super cocky rounding doors like that. We need our armor to actually electrocute stuff far away for the damage reduction to work. But this is good. We're pushing ourselves and we're learning what our limits are. I would say in a safe, controlled environment, but it's really not safe or controlled. Does mean the Rift Guardian is likely to be a little bit more dangerous, but that's also fine. As long as we know, we can be careful. Tal set is increasing our damage per tick, I think, of the disintegrate damage, so really quite welcome for getting them going quickly. The Firebird set itself at the moment isn't really providing that much damage reduction. It is providing us that extra life. No, sorry, not damage reduction, damage increase. I mean, it's not providing us damage reduction either. But, you know, what are you going to do? It's only a 2p set. Pick one thing to get a benefit from and be happy you get that. I don't think that Archon Disintegrate actually counts as Firebird Disintegrate, which would be disappointing. If that's the case, then we maybe don't want to go Archon in the long run. Hard to say. Hard to say. Right, grab this. Nothing really worth writing home about. You're right, Amos. He wants some attention. He's got his breakfast down there, but he's a social eater. He wants me to sit with him while he eats it. Reusable parts, why not? Okay, whereabouts are we going? We've gone all around this. Ah, it must be up in that top corner.
Not ready yet.
Let's scurry on through these bits. And there it is. Hiding just at the top. Bit of extra experience, always welcome. Might have moved us around a little bit, but he still died just as easily. Actually, no, it does ignite. Oh, no. Does it? Does it not? No, it doesn't ignite them. Well, that is going to be a problem. The whole plan of exploding at things kind of goes out the window in that situation. Right, well there goes Saxtrus. Yeah, we'll have to think about that. I mean, we can change our build around. We don't need to use Chandotto's stuff and go Archon mode. But I do love exploding at things, so maybe we stick with it and just recognise it's not going to be as powerful as it could be. That might be the best. In the meantime, we've got points to put in, so let's put these in. And we have, ooh, some very nice St. Archie's Gauge. We would want to re-roll that area damage into toughness in order to actually have it be of any use. Yeah, our life really isn't much at the moment. So obviously concerned about that. Just before we finish, let's check our death breaths. 42. So we could ask $1 for a ring and then upgrade one.
Don't be shy. Do come back again.
Another Justice Lantern. Which is worse than the previous one, of course. Whatever. I don't care. It doesn't matter. We got really good luck at the start of the season. We don't need good luck now. Unfortunately, we are out of time for this episode, though. So thank you very much for coming along, everyone. I do hope you have enjoyed this. As always, if you have, be sure to give a big thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead and do so, and you'll be told when the next episode goes live. Otherwise, I'll see you next time for some more Diablo 3. See you soon.